Why did Japan become a military dictatorship in the 1930s, and what were the consequences? All right, let's this down. The transition of Japan into a military dictatorship during the 1930s is a fascinating and complex topic that involves a mix of political, economical, and social factors. Some contextual background is after World War I, Japan found itself in a strong position. It was recognized as one of the great powers at the Paris Peace Conference in 1919 and gained control over some territories previously held by Germany. Disappointment from the Paris Peace Conference. Japan expected recognition and respect but faced rejection of its proposal for a racial equality clause in the League of Nations. This fueled a sense of humiliation and anger over the Japanese population. Political instability. Japan had adopted a constitutional democracy, but it was still relatively new and faced numerous challenges. Political parties were often unstable, leading to ineffective governance. Corruption among politicians also caused public disillusionment with government. Economic hardship. The post-war economic boom quickly faded after 1920. By the late 1920s, Japan was hit hard by the Great Depression, leading to high unemployment and poverty. Many blamed the government for these hardships, which intensified nationalistic sentiments. Rise of militarism. As political leaders struggled to address these situations, military factions began to take power. Groups like the Sakurasiki sought to end party politics and restore power to the emperor. Public support for military intervention grew as people all over the world believed that military leaders could restore national pride and stability, as we also saw in Germany. Transition into military dictatorship. By the 1930s, these factors converged. Military influence. The military began to operate independently of the government. Assassination of political leaders. The assassination of Prime Minister Unukai Tsuyoshi by military officers showed the declining power of civilian leadership. The emperor's role. Emperor Hirohito became increasingly viewed as a figurehead under military control rather than an independent ruler. The consequences of military rule are many. Expansionist policies. Japan aggressively pursued expansionist policies in Asia, starting with Manchuria and later leading to full-scale war against China in 1937. This was justified as the belief that expansionism would solve economic problems by providing new resources. International isolationism. Japan's actions led to its withdrawal from international organizations like the League of Nations. After being condemned for its aggression in Manchuria, it became increasingly isolated from Western powers. World War II involvement. Ultimately, this militarization set Japan on a collision course with Western nations, culminating to its attack on Pearl Harbor. Social changes. The militaristic government promoted nationalism and militarism among the populace, shifting societal values towards supporting military endeavors. Some additional insights is it's interesting to note how historical narratives can vary on this topic. Some historians argue that economic factors were more decisive in driving Japan towards militarism than political ones. Others emphasize national or external pressure from Western powers. In conclusion, Japan's shift away towards a military dictatorship in the 1930s was driven by a mix of disillusionment with democracy, economic turmoil, rising nationalism, and increasing military influence.